G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm so pumped up for this. It is NRL finals week. The finals are finally upon us. It's kind of sad, but it's good as well because we've got this new competition coming up that we're excited for and we're not sure what is going to happen. We can predict, which is what I'll be doing, my prediction, but it is a completely different tournament now and everything can change. You've got the South Sydney Rabbitohs, you've got the Cronulla Shark, the Parramatta Eel, the Melbourne Storm, the Sydney Roosters, the Canberra Raiders, and the Penrith Panthers. And that is everyone, and they're all playing the big one now.
Subscribe to Entertainer. Who's going to win the All-Stars tonight? Yeah, I'm to entertain now.
I'm sure that everyone would love to know what I have tipped. So what I've done for this video is I have also gotten up with me to go through a little bit the previous scores of when these sides played. Now, we'll go to finals week 1, game 1, which sees a beautiful game between the Penrith Panthers, who will potentially make it 16 straight wins on the trot if they beat the Sydney Roosters. Now, the Sydney Roosters were embarrassed 60 points to 8 by South Sydney in a very unexpected loss. Coming into the final, low confident. Joseph Manu returns to the side. Jake Friend is out, meaning that Freddie Lussick will play in that hooker position. Brett Morris is back. Isaac Liu is in via the bench. No, sorry, he's at lock. And Mitchell Orbison is in the reserves for the side with Sonny Bill getting that last bench spot. As for the Panthers, fullback Dylan Edwards returns, so Dane Laurie out of the side. I thought Dylan Edwards has been great this year, so looking forward to more of him playing. And Stephen Crichton is back in the side with Viliami Kikau. Now, I think this will be a really good game. I got a feeling that it potentially could go to Golden Point. This could be a field goal thriller. I'm not going to go that way, though. And look, the Roosters were embarrassed. They're a very quality side. A lot of people expecting the Roosters to respond, and a lot of people expecting them to respond well, but I'm actually the opposite here. I think that the Panthers are complete and utter contenders. I've been writing them off all year. I've been too soft on them. They are the real deal this year. Now, coming into finals, you definitely want finals experience over regular season wins, and that's what worries me, that the Roosters have had so much finals experience. But I'm going to go with Penrith here. I think Penrith at home, nice Friday night. They beat the Roosters 20 points to 14. Stephen Crichton's first NRL match, I believe, and he scored a fantastic try in the 62nd minute. And Penrith got the job done at home, 14 points to 20. And I just think Penrith will be too classy. So I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a tight game. I think Crichton might score again. And I'm going to go with the Panthers, and I'm going to go Panthers 18 points to 12 over the Sydney Roosters on Friday night. The second game is an elimination final. So the first game was a qualifier, meaning that one side will win and go through the preliminary final. The other side will play a sudden death match next week. Now, the next game is a sudden death match, and one of these sides will exit the competition this weekend. It is the Canberra Raiders and the Cronulla Sharks. And the Raiders, they are completely back at full strength. Nickel Clockstad, Whitehead, Williams, Whiten, Jared Croker, John Bateman, Rapana, Tapani, and Josh Papali all in. As for the Sharks, the return of Chad Townsend is welcomed. Blake Brayley is back in the side with Josh Dugan and Sione Katoa. Now, in this match, the reserve grade Raiders beat the Cronulla Sharks without Sean Johnson, who they're going to be without again, 38-28, so really bad defence from both sides there. And look, this game is at Canberra, so I can't go past Canberra. I have a bit of a weird tip. Now, I think this game could go two ways. Now, the two ways I can see it going is a very, very tight game where the Raiders win. Raiders win regardless, but I think that the Sharks not beating a top 8 side all year, I think that's going to fire them up. It's going to put fire in the belly. They're going to come out firing. They might even lead at one point. However, I'm going to stay away from that and say that that's just something in the back of my mind. And I'm going to go with the Raiders here and the Raiders as well. So I'm going to take the Raiders at home on Saturday in the elimination final to win 22 points to 4. The try assist and tries that come from Sean Johnson and that attack just isn't there for me with the Cronulla Sharks. And look, they showed good signs last week in that 28-38, but the defence of the Raiders wasn't good. But you've got your big guys back, big forward pack. You signed the Milk. Canberra Milk is back for the Raiders starting for next year. So that's going to be a big in for them. And Tom Starling has re-signed. So I just think the Raiders will be too fired up, big and strong. And I'm taking Canberra to beat the Sharks 22-4. The next game sees my Parramatta Eels up against the Melbourne Storm. Now, this game is at Suncorp. It is a qualifier. Parramatta finished in 3rd position, not 4th. So that means that they go for a big game here. Cameron Munster, Brenko Lee back for the Storm. Cameron Smith, Felice Kafusi. Basically, they're mostly their starting lineup, and then everyone who is out. Tui Kamika falls out of the side. Chris Lewis. Max King with suspension. Now, as for the Eel, Regan Campbell-Gillard is back. That's good that he was rested last week and up for a big game this week, I think. Murata Niokore is on by the bench. Ray Stone is named in the reserve. Michael Jennings is back. And the game changer. Now, I don't know if he'll play because he has to pass the fitness test. And he was in a moon boot last week. So, I mean, they got Moses back and he looked okay. So maybe Dylan Brown could be playing on Saturday night. This will be a huge game. And look, Melbourne are a bogey team. And Melbourne have beaten us 64-10, 32-0. We beat them 14-0 last time, but it was not a convincing win against an understrength side, according to a lot of people. I think this game will be closer than people think. I've seen people completely counting out Parramatta, and I just think that Parramatta keep finding a way to win games. Now, I'm tipping against us here. Unfortunately, I don't think we will get through to the prelim here. Whether we do get to the prelim a different way, that'll see if we play the Rabbits or the Newcastle Knights. But I think Melbourne will win 22-14. I think we can lose by less than 14 points. I don't think Melbourne will put more than 14 points on us. I just think that, again, we find a way to hang in there, and I think we might lead this game. I think we could even score potentially the first try in this game. But I think the Storm will be a little bit too good in the end. Obviously, full strength coming off a rest. And yeah, unfortunately, I can't tip the Eel. But I just think everyone's writing us off way too soon. I know we've played some terrible footy. Our attack has looked better against the Broncos and better against the Tigers. We're scoring more points. We're not returning to form as such. But the same could be said with the Cronulla Sharks of 2016. They won the premiership, for Christ's sake. They lost their last few games coming into final. Everyone wrote them off. They had a good start to the season. And look, I don't see us winning a premiership, but I think we are getting a lot of doubt. I think there's too much doubt. We're still a quality side, still a top 4 side, but I think Melbourne win 22-14. And the final game, which I will be attending with Oliver from Rugby League, in my opinion, and RXYSV2. So very exciting to go to a match with him. Make sure you do check out Rugby League, in my opinion, channel. We did do a little pod together relating to the final, and he makes some great content. But anyway, we're excited for this one. The Rabbitohs versus the Newcastle Knights. Now, the Rabbitohs came out and shocked everyone. 60-8 over the Roosters. The Knights got flogged by the Gold Coast Titans, making it 5 wins on the trot. Now, in this game, I'm going Rabbitohs. I honestly think that the Rabbitohs are the most dangerous team at the moment. They're probably undoubtedly the biggest dark horse. But the thing is, I don't think they can win the premiership because teams outside the top 4 don't often win it. And your Roosters, your Storm, and your Panthers, it pretty much is that 3-way base race. And then you'd probably chuck the Rabbitohs, then the Eels and the Raiders, in my opinion. I think that the Raiders are good, but I don't know. Got a weird feel. Anyway, in this game, let's have a look. Both sides pretty much unchanged. Jaden Stewart is back for the Rabbitohs. That's about it. As for the Knights, Shibasaki on the reserves, and that's about it as well, so really unchanged. Look, I think that Rabbitohs win, and I think they win well, but I don't think it'll be a 40-point win. So I think the Knights will fight enough, and they'll score some points. I think it'll be high scoring. I'm going to take South's 32-14, so an 18-point win for the Rabbitohs. They do win quite convincingly, and they go on to play the Eels in my prediction for next week at Bankwest Stadium. But I just think Newcastle, they've made it to final, but they haven't looked great all year. They're also very inconsistent away from home, and I think the Rabbitohs might nip this one. So guys, welcome to my best bets. We've gone through my tips now. Let's get into my best bets now. I've gone with a multi that includes every game, and I think that this is actually something that these odds are pretty crazy. They're $34 odds. So let's get into this. I'm taking the Penrith Panthers head-to-head. I think they can beat the Sydney Roosters at home. I'm going to take neither team to score 30. I took an 18-12 scoreline. I could see the Panthers reaching 20 maybe, but I don't see either team scoring 30. And roughy here, but I'm going to take the Roosters under 16.5 points. I think the Roosters could score about 14-12. But I just don't see them getting over 3 tries over the Panthers. So I'm going to take them 2 as a safe bet there. That itself is paying $3. But let's combine that. Let's combine it with the Raiders minus 6.5. The Canberra Raiders against the Cronulla Sharks. And the Cronulla Sharks, who I've got scoring 4 points. Because I feel like they'll get 1 try, but Sean Johnson won't kick it because he's not there. And the Cronulla Sharks under 13.5 points, I think is a safe bet. Because I could see them crashing over for about 10, and I could see it being maybe 26-10, but I'm taking my prediction. I'm taking the Melbourne Storm head-to-head. I honestly think Parramatta's attack looks better, so I'm going to take the Eels over 7.5 points. I think that Melbourne could win this by a lot, but I still think we'll score a few points in this one. So I think we can reach 10 points, so I'll take that one there. And I'm going to take 4-leg here, and 3-leg here, sorry. I'm going to take South Sydney minus 6.5. I think they're a little bit better than a converted try against the Newcastle Knights. I don't think they'll reach 40, so neither team to score 40. And I'm going to take over 31 points. I can't see this match having around the 50 point. I've got the scoreline of 32 points to 14. So it really could be over 40, but I'm going to take the over 31 there and say I could see it around the 34, 36, and potentially 40 mark there. So that's paying $34.12. Let's get into a couple try scorers that I have. Some try scorers. Now, last week I picked Matt Duffy from the Dragons. Good value there. I took Eli Katoa for a double for the Warriors. That was good there. I took Momorowski into a double, and he scored 1 try of the match. So, disappointing result there. I think that's about it. Well, let's get into this week. Now, I think Alex Johnston will score, but he's too low for mine. So, I'm going to go the other wing. I'm going to go to Jackson Paula. I think he's been fairly quiet. So, he's only at $2, but I'll take him for a try combined. Stephen Crichton, I mentioned him against that Roosters side. I think he'll be quite a quality player, so I think he'll bag another one. He's at $2.40. Not a bad price there. Now, Ruffy, from the Roosters, I could actually see their half getting over. And Luke Keary scored a few tries this year, so I'm going to take the opposite. Mr. Goal Kicking. Kyle Flanagan at $7.50. That price is way too big. He was scoring them all at the start of the season, scored quite a few tries, and I think he might sneak over for one. I think the Raiders beat the Sharks convincingly. So I'm going to take Tom Starling at $5. That's big value. He's re-signed with them. He's going to be fired up for a big game. And I think they can get some ball out to their winger in Valamai. So Valamai is $1.67, and I can see why. For the Storm and the Eel, I've gone an absolute massive roughie coming up. Now, I've gone with Justin Olam at $2.37 for the Storm. Fantastic price there for him. I think that he might score a try against that defence of that edge. But at $6.50, big roughie here, and I'm going with my gut feeling. For Parramatta, I think Sean Lane might storm over. I think against Brenko Lee, I think that Parramatta will score some points against the Melbourne Storm. I don't think we'll win, and I'm going to take Sean Lane anytime try scorer. If they all score, that's paying $4,000. So good luck. If you want to back them individually, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will be going to the Rabbitohs versus Knights game. I'll definitely do a vlog to Eels versus Storm. So, not a vlog, sorry, a live stream. And yeah, that's going to do it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your tips in the comments. You know my tips now. Everyone's been asking for them, and here they are. They're out. It's finals. So, go to the Rabbitohs on Sunday with Rugby League, in my opinion. And yeah, get your finals tickets. And if you want Entertain House merch, make sure you message me. And don't forget to tag eHousemate in the Instagram, or if you're on Facebook. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you guys later.